Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of emotional intelligence. You know, for a long time I thought intelligence was all about like your IQ, how many big words you knew, how well you could argue a point, but turns out that's only part of the story. What really makes a difference in our lives, in our work, in our relationships is emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and manage our own emotions and the emotions of others. It's about showing up as our authentic selves, even when it's hard, even when we're afraid. Stay tuned as we uncover the top 10 habits of highly emotionally intelligent people. These are the folks who navigate the world with this incredible sense of self-awareness and connection. They lead with courage and compassion, and they build strong, meaningful relationships. The first habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is self-awareness. This is about having a deep understanding of your own emotions. What brings you joy, what triggers your anger or sadness, what makes you want to run and hide. And it's not just about recognizing those emotions, it's about understanding why they show up, what experiences, what stories, what beliefs are fueling those feelings. It's about getting curious about the messy, vulnerable parts of ourselves. You see, most of us, we try to avoid those uncomfortable emotions. We numb them with busyness, with food, with Netflix binges. But the emotionally intelligent, they lean in. They get curious about those emotions because they know that's where the gold is, that's where the growth is. It takes courage to be self-aware, to sit with discomfort and really listen to what your emotions are trying to tell you. But the more you practice, the more you realize that those emotions, even the painful ones, are not your enemy. They are your teachers. They are your guideposts, pointing you towards what matters most. The second habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is self-regulation. Now, this isn't about suppressing your emotions, pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them, even the messy ones, and then choosing how you respond. It's about creating space between the feeling and the reaction. So let's say someone cuts you off in traffic. You might feel that surge of anger, that urge to lay on the horn, to give them a piece of your mind, but self-regulation is about hitting the pause button. Taking a deep breath and asking yourself, okay, what's the most helpful way to respond in this situation? For myself and for everyone else involved, it's about choosing courage over comfort even when it's hard, because the truth is, we're all going to have moments where we get triggered, where we feel that urge to react impulsively. But it's in those moments that our true character is revealed. It's in those moments that we get to choose who we want to be. The third habit of emotionally intelligent people is that they're driven by an internal fire, an intrinsic motivation. It's not about chasing external rewards like money or recognition, though those things can be nice. It's about finding something that lights you up from the inside out, something that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning, something that you would do even if no one was watching, even if you weren't getting paid. This kind of motivation, it's not about proving something to the world, it's about showing up for yourself, for your own growth, for your own journey, and it's about being okay with the messiness of the process, because the truth is, when you're intrinsically motivated, the journey becomes the reward. The stumbles, the setbacks, they become opportunities for learning and growth. And that's where the real magic happens. The fourth habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is empathy, the ability to step outside of your own experience and truly understand what someone else is feeling. Now, empathy isn't about feeling sorry for someone, it's about feeling with them. It's about putting yourself in their shoes, seeing the world through their eyes, even if you haven't walked in those shoes yourself. It's about listening with your whole heart, not just your ears. It's about being curious about their story, their struggles, their joys, without judgment, without trying to fix it. Now, empathy can be messy, it can be uncomfortable, sometimes it even hurts, but it's also one of the most powerful tools we have for building connection, for creating understanding, for bridging the divides between us. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be seen, to be heard, to be understood. The fifth habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is their ability to navigate the social world with grace and intention. It's not about being the most extroverted person in the room, it's about being present, being authentic, and building genuine connections. They understand that relationships are the foundation of a meaningful life. They invest time and energy in nurturing those relationships, in showing up for the people who matter most. They're skilled communicators, able to express their needs and boundaries clearly and respectfully. They listen attentively, seeking to understand rather than to judge. And they're not afraid of vulnerability. They know that true connection requires the courage to be seen, to let others in, imperfections and all. It's about showing up as your most authentic self, even when it's scary. Because the truth is, we all crave connection, that sense of belonging, that feeling of being seen and understood. The sixth habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is active listening. Now, this is more than just hearing the words someone is saying. It's about truly tuning in, paying attention not just to their words, but to their body language, their tone of voice, the emotions beneath the surface. It's about putting aside your own agenda, your own thoughts and opinions, and just being present with the other person. It's about creating a space where they feel safe to share their story, their struggles, their joys, without judgment. Active listening is about asking clarifying questions, reflecting back what you've heard to make sure you understand. It's about acknowledging their feelings, even if you don't agree with their perspective. It's about honoring their experience. Now, active listening takes practice. It's a skill you have to hone just like any other, but the rewards are immeasurable. Because when you truly listen to someone, when you make them feel seen and heard, you create a deeper connection, a stronger bond. The seventh habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is their incredible adaptability. They understand that change is inevitable and they embrace it, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it throws them off course. They don't get stuck in rigid thinking or cling to the way things used to be. They're willing to pivot, to adjust their sails, to find new ways forward. They see challenges as opportunities for growth, for learning, for discovering new possibilities. And they approach those challenges with a sense of curiosity, a willingness to experiment, to try new things, even if they might fail. Because they know that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the journey. It's through our missteps, our stumbles, that we learn the most valuable lessons. The eighth habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is their ability to navigate conflict with grace and understanding. Now, they don't shy away from conflict. They don't try to sweep it under the rug. They recognize that conflict is a natural part of any relationship, any workplace, any community. But instead of approaching conflict with defensiveness or aggression, they come to the table with empathy, with a willingness to listen, to understand the other person's perspective. They focus on finding common ground, on solutions that work for everyone involved. They use I statements to express their needs and feelings, and they listen respectfully to the other person's side of the story. They know that conflict, when handled constructively, can actually strengthen relationships, can lead to greater understanding, can spark innovation and creativity. The ninth habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is their ability to cultivate a positive outlook, even when life throws curveballs. Now, this doesn't mean they're walking around with rose-colored glasses, pretending that everything is perfect. They acknowledge the challenges, the pain, the inevitable ups and downs of life, but they don't let those challenges define them. They choose to focus on the good, on the possibilities, on the things they can control. They practice gratitude, taking the time to appreciate the good in their lives, even the small things. They surround themselves with positive people, people who lift them up, who inspire them to be their best selves. They know that our thoughts have power, and they choose to focus on thoughts that empower them, that fuel their resilience, that help them navigate challenges with grace and optimism. The 10th habit of highly emotionally intelligent people is their incredible ability to manage stress. They understand that stress is a normal part of life, but they don't let it consume them. They have a toolbox full of healthy coping mechanisms that help them stay grounded, centered, and resilient. Even in the midst of chaos, they prioritize self-care. Knowing that they can't pour from an empty cup, they make time for the things that bring them joy, that nourish their soul, that fill their cup. Whether it's spending time in nature, listening to music, connecting with loved ones, or simply taking a few minutes for quiet reflection, they have a strong support system, people they can turn to. When things get tough, people who listen without judgment, who offer support and encouragement, they know that they don't have to go through tough times alone, and they practice mindfulness, bringing their awareness to the present moment, noticing their thoughts and feelings without judgment, learning to observe their emotions without getting swept away by them. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more insightful content. Remember, emotional intelligence is a journey, not a destination. It's about showing up as our most authentic selves, even when it's hard, even when we're afraid. It's about embracing our vulnerability, cultivating courage and compassion, and building meaningful connections with ourselves and others. Let us know in the comments which habit you think is the most important for emotional intelligence. What resonated with you? What are you ready to work on?